That's great. So what's going on with Bucky's? I hear y'all opened that up.
Yes, sir. So Bucky's is open. That was what we call a 380 agreement, and so there was an incentive package that went there for Bucky's. And I think a lot of the time we take the criticism of, well, you're giving away, kind of what Amarillo has, and Bucky's is truly a standalone. It's a magnet and it's an attraction. And so I made a phone call to the Big Texan, and I spoke with Bobby Lee over there, and I said, tell me what it looked like over the last couple of weeks. He said sales are up 10 or 12%. Visitors are up 12%. The RV kind of lodging over there that he owns and runs is up, I think he said 18%. And so the Bucky's logo and that nucleus has already had a pretty profound impact. And so what we can see there, Dan, is that we're bringing in new tax dollars to our community and our city, that we're not taking away from anything. So it's the old saying, a rising tide raises all ships.
Well, that's good. That's kind of interesting that would bring that many more people in, and they think it's due to Bucky's being there.
They can see it because they're over on that east side of town.
Yeah.
And so I think it is a destination for plenty of travelers. And I think once you get there, you make the Bucky's stop, and you're stopped, you're pulled over. Hey, we've spent a little extra time here. Do we want to run up the street and see what this?
I can see how
Texans
that. Yeah. Instead of just flying right on through,
right.
Stop at Bucky's, then they get. Well, since we're in Amarillo, we might as well spend the night.
And it's not just that we're seeing it. It's a business model that you see. You see the other retail developments that come up around the Bucky's. So, down in Fort Worth, right there, that one basically has its own little city of retail around it. And we'll expect the same thing here. So the land values and the buildings that'll go up around that do bring that draw. And so once you do stop and you get comfortable, you stop and eat. You see that, and I-40, that 287 I-40 exchange is perfect. And I-27 coming north or even going south, you're right there as well. So capitalizing on one of Amarillo's resources, didn't have to give away any of our resources. We're letting them pay themselves with some of their money. And so these are new tax dollars that are coming into our community.
That's great. I guess they're talking about making 287 an interstate. Is that right?
I've been more active on the Ports to Plains side, which is our I-27 corridor. Right. And then that interchange where you're bringing everything together does have an aspect of 287 to it. So that part, I can tell you, we are trying to streamline so that you can get through Amarillo on what we would say would be the east and the west loop. So you're not driving downtown. That'll be helpful. As far as 287 becoming an interstate, and you not going through these small towns with those traffic lights anymore. I don't know where that sits in the plan. If it's on a plan, it's got to be on the 10-year plan. It's not on the 5-year that I've seen.
I know I've heard a lot of talk about it, but I think they want to go around Amarillo, right? So basically hit the loop and go up to Dumas. So I think a lot of people are trying to get them to say, no, we want you to go through Amarillo, but they don't like that.
Right. Yeah, that 287 would catch that east side loop around, which really, if we can get it around, there's 14 traffic lights downtown. So that's the part that's hard, is if you're hitting that and then you're going through downtown. And really, those aren't traffic counts that you want. Those aren't anybody that on Buchanan Street you would stop and get something. And so I think that part could be good, but you're still coming through Amarillo. It's not going to take you around Amarillo like we would see maybe in a smaller community.
Yeah. It's big enough to pull people in overnight But I don't see anything really along Buchanan that's going to make them want to stop.
No, it's just a different traffic count.
Yeah.
From a retailer's perspective, you don't have, it's not like an I-40 frontage.
But it could be a boon to that area out north and east.
Well, it would, and honestly, anytime you can get those, because now everything's on your phone, and so if you're an 18-wheeler and you're hauling, you're seeing those maps that are telling you which way to go. And so if you can get that truck traffic on that East Loop one day, that would help.
Yeah.
But it would keep everything still flowing right through I-40.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good. I'm happy to hear that Buc-ee's is.
She's pulling her own weight already. She's only been open like less than a month, or 3 to 4 weeks now.
Well, that's great.